My name is Daniel Berlin. I'm the lead world designer working on Battlefield 1 out of DICE Stockholm.
So Daniel, talk about what you're showing here with Battlefield 1.
We're basically unveiling the next big step in the Battlefield franchise, and we're unveiling that we're setting the game in the era of the Great War and the era of World War I, and we're really showing that this is the dawn of all-out warfare, because all-out warfare is the key ingredient in Battlefield. You know, it's tanks, it's airplanes, it's land, sea, it's everything, and to be able to set it in this kind of the era that was, I say, is the genesis of modern combat, because a lot of the stuff that you will see in this era and you see in this game, it was basically the first iteration of that machinery. And we really want to depict that feeling that an infantry soldier has as he sees like a land ship roll up on him for the first time. We want to depict that in the game and feel like, okay, what is this monster, this machinery? They had never seen anything like this before. They even heard stories before. It's just like, oh, that's not it. I don't even believe that could happen. And then, yes, they were. The tanks and the airplanes and everything.
Can you talk about some of the weapons that you'll be play with in the game?
Yeah, so we have a wide array of weapons available on Battlefield 1. Basically, we have such a wide array so we can keep the current pace, the fast-paced gameplay that you expect from a Battlefield game. We have pistols, we have shotguns, we have machine guns, we have fully automatic rifles, we have semi-automatic rifles, we have bolt-action rifles, but we're also adding a whole new arsenal of hand-to-hand combat together with a new hand-to-hand combat system. So you'll be able to choose between trench knives and spike clubs and shovels and sabers and a lot of cool melee weapons, including the iconic bayonet charge, which basically makes you, it's a very, very powerful melee ability.
Now, with those melee weapons, will they all feel different and unique, or is it just basically a skin swap for a melee attack?
No, so we're really going in and creating more depth and meaning to the hand-to-hand combat. That's our goal. But I can't go into any details in terms of how the system goes. We're going to wait a little bit with that.
You guys are also bringing back gas and flamethrowers, gas mask, and mustard gas.
I can't comment on any of that yet. I know you're seeing some stuff in the trailers and you want to talk about it, but we can't talk about that right now. Sorry.
Okay, what was it like for you going back in time in a world where everyone's focusing on futuristic and heavy futuristic modern warfare?
I think it's a great choice for us, but I really want to stress the fact that when we as a studio look at okay, where do we go next? What do we do now? We look at the core pillars of Battlefield, and then we see okay, the setting needs to fit the gameplay that is Battlefield, because if it doesn't, it's not a Battlefield game. So we set out and we were looking, and then there's a lot of people at DICE that has great passion for this era. So we just started putting that puzzle together, and we said this is a perfect fit. It has all the elements that makes a great Battlefield game. So it's a real passion project for us at DICE. We chose this setting ourselves. So this is the next Battlefield game that we want to make.
You guys also have new vehicles in the game as well, but there will also be vehicle classes within the game.
Yes, as you saw in what we unveiled to you, that's true. There will be a tank class and there will be a pilot class, but I can't go into detail anymore about the actual classes.
So what are some of the challenges when taking biplanes, which go a lot slower than jets in Battlefield, and making them work all in tandem with the pillars of the Battlefield franchise?
So at the core, we wanted to create everything to have an authentic feel and a powerful feel, but at the base of it, it's a game, and the number one thing is that it's fun to play. So that's the number one foundation. We make sure that everything feels right, it plays right, and it supports the rock, paper, scissors gameplay.
Can you talk about some of the new environments you'll be able to explore in this game? Some of them have never been seen in a first-person shooter before.
Yes, that was also something that is truly great, because we can expand on World War I. A lot of people think it was only in muddy trenches in Europe. We will depict that, but we will also depict Arabia and the deserts and the vast open sand dunes and also the cliffy parts of that. And we will also go into the mountains of the Dolomites. And we will be in French cities and in towns and vast open landscapes in French countryside. There's a lot of different locations that we're going in this game. And I think that's what Battlefield players expect. They expect variety in gameplay on their maps, and they expect variety in the visuals of their maps, so they don't get bored. And I think we really hit a home run this time around.
Can you talk about how you've seen the Frostbite engine evolve since Bad Company to your new game, Battlefield 1?
Yeah, I mean, technology is a big thing for us at DICE. We lean very heavily on technical innovation. You saw that very strongly when the Bad Company was introduced and the destruction was really pushed into the game. It became like a core pillar, a core gameplay and a minute-to-minute gameplay. So the Battlefield 1 will be released on the very latest version of Frostbite.
So do you have a favorite weapon in the game currently or class you like to play as?
I can't go into any specific naming of weapons, like, oh, we have this gun or anything like that, but I personally like to use my bayonet a lot because it's just such a raw physical feeling when you manage to get it done right. It's great.
So you guys do have horses in the game. Can you talk about how they will affect the gameplay in Battlefield?
I can't go into any details around the horse, but I can confirm that, yes, you will be able to ride a horse in Battlefield 1.
Awesome. And will we be able to play as female or male soldiers in the game as well?
As you saw in the trailer, we will feature a female Bedouin warrior in the single-player campaign.
You guys do have Zeppelins in the game, in the campaign anyway. How did you implement those into the game to work?
I can't talk about that right now, sorry.
Okay. So when can we see Battlefield 1 hit our consoles and PCs?
So Battlefield 1 will be out on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC on October 21st this year.